I'm from Southern Illinois.
You're from Southern Illinois?
Originally, Nashville.
Oh, we're on.
We're on.
Oh, we're jibber jabbering, and our picture's on the screen. Woo!
means we're on
Good
television.
evening. We've been having a little clutch here. Coffee clutch, I guess, but we don't have coffee. But welcome to the show, and we have quite a few guests. We have Jean Russo, and we have a justserve.org. We have them, and we have some little scouts here, which we're going to let ours direct you and take you over through it all.
Okay, so Jean, you're going to talk about art
I'm going to talk about art and books.
and books also,
Because
yes.
this week kicks off the National Library Week celebration out at St. Genevieve County Community Center Library Facility. Jody Ralston, who's the director of the library, couldn't be here tonight, and so she asked me to sit in for her. This afternoon, and Iris was part of this, the St. Genevieve Art Guild mounted an art show in the library. It's about the first time something like that has happened, certainly the first time since the library has been located in the community center. And the reason that there's an art show there is that National Library Week also coincides with Slow Art Day. The whole idea is to slow down and take a look at the things around you, including the resources at our library and the art that the Art Guild is providing, starting with the show opening tomorrow through Saturday. And on Saturday, there are going to be some special kinds of activities going on that are going to encourage people to look at the art, think about the art, talk about the art with each other, and maybe pick up one of the library books that's devoted to the subject of art. We think it's a good display, and we think people will have a good time. And one of the things that just as an example, you can find out in Slow Art Day is that this painting by a Spanish painter, if you look at it, for 17 seconds, which is the amount of time most people spend looking at a work of art if they go to a gallery or to a museum, I'll bet that you'll miss something. Give yourself a few seconds to take a look at it.
I don't really see it.
I go to a lot of galleries and museums, and when Jody showed me how this works, I realized that I missed this little dude in the funny hat who's hiding just under the windowsill. And
Under
it's,
the
I guess
windowsill?
I couldn't see what it was.
yes,
so there's
he's
something there.
just behind the windowsill. He's got a little funny, like a jester's
Oh, I
hat.
see him. I thought you meant
Yes.
below it. Okay.
And he's easy to miss if you don't slow down and take a look. But if you do, I think he may be the most interesting part of that painting.
He's watching that bubble.
Yes,
So
it is.
we're
He is.
encouraging people to come out to the library to play a few games on Saturday. There'll be some refreshments. There'll be some artists there to talk about their work. There are, Iris, a couple of dozen pieces I think we
Probably, yes.
installed at the library today. Local artists, and we think you'll enjoy the experience. And we know that you'll like the books. Our library is quite well stocked,
They are.
and they're doing some very interesting things out there. The Art Guild's happy to be part of it.
All right, good, yeah. And this display is really, really nice. And the books, I didn't know they were all there.
And
So
there are
I
more
learned
of
something
them.
today too, so.
The Dewey Decimal System is a little goofy for those of you who learned that in school, and most people did, I guess. The art books at the library, some of them are in funny places because of the number assigned to them under the Dewey Decimal System, which the library has nothing to do with. It's done nationally when books are entered into the publishing and I've lost the word. In any case, the library has a lot of nice books and a lot of nice art books, and we have some of them out. and people can explore and find the others. I'll
Thank
snatch
you.
my little funny guy.
Well, that sure is, that's interesting.
Isn't it?
It is,
Isn't it?
very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, slow down and take a look. Come out and join us. If you can't come on Saturday, take a look at the show tomorrow or Friday. But Saturday, there'll probably be cookies.
You can have some treats.
Yes, there will be some treats.
And what time on Saturday?
Noon to 3 on
Noon
Saturday.
till 3.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you little girls, if you're not busy on Saturday?
We're
you
not
little
busy this
scouts
Saturday, are
can
we?
come.
No, there'll be cookies at the library.
Yeah, cookies
pretty
at the
paintings.
library, and books and paintings.
Yes, some interesting things.
Good time to learn when you're your age.
Thanks for letting me tell you about
Well,
it.
thank
good.
you for
Thank
coming
you for
on.
coming.
We appreciate it. Thanks, Jean.
Come back.
Uh-huh.
We love to have you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next on the agenda is, which one do you want to go? The girls? Okay.
Yeah. let-
Girl Scouts.
Okay.
Girl Scouts go.
Cassandra.
Ladies go.
Cassandra. No?
Katie,
Katie. Well, where did I get Cassandra at?
she contacted you.
She
She was
what?
the one through.
Oh, she's the one that contacted me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
don't have Katie down here, so I will write Katie, and then I'll have your name right. Okay, Katie, let's tell them about the April showers.
Hi, so we are here to talk about April showers. This is a district-wide, actually it's council-wide community service event that is 20 years old this year. This is our 20th year. And basically it's Girl Scouts throughout the council, our Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri serve their community in 2 weekends. So the first weekend we'll put out bags and the girls will tell you more about that. And then the second weekend we pick up the bags and we collect toiletry items. And these are items that are often overlooked by donors when they donate to local pantries. We donate a lot of canned foods, we donate a lot of clothes, but toiletries are something that is very needed, but it's very overlooked. And so this is our weekend to serve and make sure that those communities, or the pantries have those items that people in our community need. So I will turn it over to the girls and they will tell you what it's about.
Okay.
We will be distributing
Let's-
bags.
Let's introduce ourselves as we go,
Oh.
okay?
Hi,
People
I'm
like to know who
Scarlett.
you are, okay?
Who are you? No, as you
You can,
speak.
as you speak, you
Oh,
can do that.
hi, I'm
okay?
Scarlett. We will be distributing bags April 20th through the 22nd to local neighborhoods. Watch your front porches for these white bags. I'm Alana. Fill the bags with personal care items such as
So show them the personal care items that they can donate next, or
Alina,
the next couple weekends. And this is, what's your name?
Taylor,
Taylor, what do you have in your bag?
baby diapers, baby wipes, baby soap, baby lotion.
Awesome. What do you have? What's your name?
Nevaeh.
Nevaeh, what's in your bag? Shampoo,
Razors, soap, and bars of soap.
and bars of soap. And what's your name? Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself to them.
My name's Alina.
Elena.
Elena.
My name's Casey, and I have tissues, toothbrush and toothpaste, and mouthwash.
And a mouthwash. So the girls, do I need to move back to where I was? Okay, awesome. Okay, so the girls will be distributing these white bags to your front door on April 20th through the 22nd. And then we will come back through on April 28th and collect them. So, when should they have their bags out?
Have the bags out at 10 a.m. We will come and get them.
Yep, have the bags out by 10 a.m. We'll come pick them up.
Okay.
Yep. And Scarlett, you had something to say?
If you do not receive a plastic bag, you can drop off items at First Bank in town near McDonald's throughout the week.
Okay, at
You can-
McDonald's.
You You can also find troops at the local Dollar Tree and Dollar General on Saturday, April 21st to donate to the cause.
So, hold on. First of all, where will we be? Where do we have a drop-off site? Not at McDonald's. Where is it?
Near McDonald's.
Near McDonald's at what bank?
First Bank.
At the First Bank.
First Bank.
And then we will be where?
Dollar Tree and Dollar General.
Dollar Tree and Dollar General on April
21st.
21st. Scarlett?
If you do not receive a plastic bag, you can. Many members of our community do not have regular access to these toiletries. Your donations have a positive impact on our community.
Okay, so you guys are gonna be collecting at
We will be
Dollar.
Dollar Tree and Dollar General on April 21st.
and you'll have boxes there, or the girls are gonna be
The
there?
girls will be there.
The girls
And
will
so
be
we'll be passing out little raindrops that say what we're doing, and as shoppers go in and out, they can donate items, or you can donate money if you don't have any items on you, or if you have something stored up that you want to donate, you can bring it there, and we'll be a drop-off location.
And
Okay.
that little girl down on the end, didn't you have something you were gonna say, honey?
Did you have something you were going to say?
Yeah, she's got a
Oh,
card.
she says, say it. You can say it.
You can read it.
It's okay.
Read
You
it
can
to
read
us,
it now.
sweetheart.
She's
Bag
bashful.
full of goodies on your porch the morning of April 28th.
Very good.
Very good. So
Very
April
good.
28th, put their bag out on the porch.
Yeah. Awesome.
And would it be okay if you don't have a bag to put any kind of plastic bag, or do you have a route?
So we have a route.
Okay.
So our troops will be going through their assigned route, and then they'll come back and pick up bags to that assigned route.
Okay.
So if you didn't get a bag, because we're only so many girls, we can only canvas so much. If you didn't get a bag, take donated items to First Bank or the 21st to Dollar Tree or Dollar General.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So First Bank will be collecting all the time?
Yes.
The
The whole week.
And these are personal care items
Mhm.
for adults and children and babies?
children. Yes. Yes. A big ticket item that a lot of pantries need are diapers and wipes. A lot of pantries in town really need those. I know St. Vincent de Paul, they always really like shampoo and conditioner separated because some people come in and they just need conditioner. Those are big items. Toilet paper is something that people don't think to donate, but we really need as well.
That's great.
Awesome.
It's really great the little ones are doing that.
Yeah, that teaches them community service,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
and that's great. So these are brownies, are
So-
they?
So raise your hand if you're a brownie. I have 3 brownies, 3 daisies, and you are a junior.
A
Yeah.
junior scout? Well, that's great. How many junior scouts are there now?
A handful. Not a lot. There's just a handful.
I know
So
that,
say-
that's what happens
Yeah.
as girls get older. Yeah. So you probably wind up making a career in scouting then, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to work for the Girl Scouts when you get older? You don't know?
She don't know.
Maybe, maybe not, huh? So the daisies are the younger,
Mhm.
and then the brownies, and then the Girl Scouts, and then junior scouts?
And then it goes
Scouts,
Daisy,
Junior
Brownie, Junior Cadet, Ambassador, Senior.
Okay.
A whole
Oh,
bunch
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, I went all the way to senior when I was young.
I did too.
Yep.
I did too.
well, you're
A lot of
nice little
community
girls.
service
Thank
things,
you.
projects. Okay.
Thank you.
It's
So
a
how
big
many of
project.
you girls have worked for badges? Do all of you?
Yeah. Do any of
Okay.
you have your badges on today? You have your badges on?
What kind of badges?
Daddy's or hers.
What kind of badges do you have?
What are they on your front, on the front of you there? What do they mean, huh?
This is our flag.
See, some of them.
This is the Girl Scouts of the USA. This is,
Girl Scouts of Eastern Michigan.
and then this is the troop. The numbers are our troop.
Uh-huh.
Your troop
You have
number.
a
You
button
don't
on
have
your
any of your
shoulder.
other badges on you yet, do you?
No.
No? Do you
So
have any of
you've
your
earned,
badges?
what badges have you earned that you don't have on yet? Do you know?
We do cupcake wars, and we go to the high school. What's it called? High school
Facts.
facts room, and we do a challenge to who can make the best weirdest cupcake.
Oh, okay.
We put different stuff in our cupcakes.
So how many badges
Good.
do you have in all your years?
A lot. Probably 1,000.
A whole bunch of them. That's fun to sew them all on. Do they still sew them all on your vest?
Yeah,
Or do you
we
have
haven't
a
done it
banner?
yet.
But you still do.
Yeah.
Good.
And what do you little daisies? What kind of work do you guys do?
You guys are you working on earning your petals? Your daisy petals? Yep, so in daisies they earn petals. But so right now they just have their fun badges on. So, what is your fun badge? What's that fun badge is that? Yeah,
What's
so
a little
she has
daisy?
a badge for selling Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, neat.
What fun badges do they have badges on here for their powder puff derbies?
Oh, they do
and-
that too, like the boys
Yeah,
do?
they
Do they
do.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, how cool.
So they have fun badges on right now. Yeah.
That's good.
And are you a junior leader or a
No,
brownie
so
leader?
I'm just an adult volunteer.
Uh-huh.
She is my sister. My daughter is not old enough to be in Scouts yet. So right now I just volunteer. I've been volunteering since I graduated high school.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
You'll be in good shape by the
Good
time
for
your
you.
daughter gets
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah, we'll be pros by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you all like scouting? Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Mhm.
I enjoyed it.
So you're going to stay till you're a senior scout all the way to the very end?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that enthusiastic, yeah. Okay, so you want to go reiterate the plan for
Tell-
collecting again?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Girl Scouts will be distributing bags April 20th, 21st, 22nd through to local neighborhoods. We will also be at the Dollar Tree and Dollar General April 21st from around between the hours of 10 and 4. We'll have booths out front to collect items if you didn't get a bag or if you just want to stop by and donate. Then April 28th, we will be picking up bags if you received a bag at your front porch. If you did not receive a bag, the First Bank in town that's next to McDonald's will have a box in their lobby to collect items.
Okay. It's good.
Okay. Do you girls want to talk about anything else?
No?
No?
Nothing else?
Now you know what you can do. You can go on YouTube and do What's New and watch yourself.
Oh boy. Now you gotta tell your friends that you're on YouTube.
Or, yeah, you're going to be on
TV.
YouTube. And you go to St. Jen YouTube.
Awesome.
Or else you can go to stgentv.com and then put the video there on the bar. It's What's New, click on that, choose the date, which is today,
Great.
and you can watch yourselves on there also. So you're just everywhere on the internet
You're
now.
on television.
Yeah, see your faces on.
You're TV stars.
Yeah, you're all stars.
Look at us.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You are
What
welcome.
do you say, girls?
Thank you.
You
Well,
are
you won't come
welcome.
back.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you come back and see us sometime.
Come back,
Thank
let
you.
us know how it went.
I will. We will keep in touch.
Oh, good.
And everybody sleep good tonight.
Thank you.
Bye. Nice to meet
Thank you
Thanks a
very
lot.
much.
You too. Thank you. Did we leave anything?
Okay, now we are ready for Cara.
Hi, yeah, Cara Dunn.
I did it right.
Yes, you did great.
Good, I'm proud of you.
You did great. You did a great job interviewing the Girl Scouts. That was a lot of fun.
Okay,
You're
so
so cute.
now we're going to find
Yes.
out what JustServe.org is.
Well, actually, as I was talking with the Girl Scouts, I introduced myself and told them a little bit about the website, JustServe.org. And what we do is we help not-for-profits connect with volunteers. So at the website, we have an opportunity to introduce all different kinds of projects that are in the area by zip code. We're nationwide, and we're helping people throughout the country, but we're also be going international. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the website. I wanted to talk with you about being volunteers and the benefits of being a volunteer. And of course, you know, please ask me questions as we're going along. But so often volunteers get a bad rap. You know, we come in, we help out with stuff, and they think we're just amateurs. But you know, we have to keep in mind that Titanic was built by the professionals, and Noah's Ark was built by amateurs.
That's a good one, yeah.
So you may want to keep that in mind when you're thinking about volunteers. The volunteers are passionate, they really care about what they're doing, they're interested in whatever it is that they've decided to give their time to. And there's a number of benefits that are for the community, for your own personal health, and also for your spirit when you go out and volunteer.
Right.
So there's those great benefits, and I'll talk about those a little bit. I wanted to tell you, and I will in a few minutes, tell you a little bit about the website. Was hoping to have our computer up and running so that we could show you the website, but that's okay. I can tell you enough about it. And the main thing for people to know is that it's free. It is justserve.org. My email is there as well as my phone number, but it's a free service for everyone that's a not-for-profit, as long as you're doing things that are legal.
You showed a page up there on the TV a while ago. I was thinking maybe he found it. The
I think it
cameraman.
was that.
He might
has
have,
that.
maybe
yes,
this
he
is,
has that.
maybe he's
no,
got.
there. All right.
Oh, that's the website. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's our
perfect.
cameraman
Oh, you're
found it.
fabulous. The cameraman is wonderful.
He is. He's good.
Oh, that
Yep, he's
is
very
super. Okay, well, that is our website, and I'll refer back to the website in a few minutes. But you can see there's a little slot there, and then there's a red button, and that's because we want people to put in the zip code where they're going to be at.
Oh, okay.
And then in that zip code will come up the different projects that you're interested in doing, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. And I of course want to tell you some of the success stories that we've had with doing the website and the experiences of some of the people that have given us some feedback. But first, I wanted to tell you about myself, just a teeny little bit.
Okay, that's great.
Well, thank you. I have a master's degree in metalsmithing. I'm from Northeast Ohio. I've been married to my boyfriend for 33 years now, and he's over there. And we have 3 amazing, wonderful children. One of our son is an Eagle Scout. Our daughter is one of our daughters was involved with Girl Scouting, and the other daughter came along and did everything. So we love scouting, absolutely love scouting. And I've been very involved in helping with the community for many years, and was helping with the community and studying in the scriptures about charity. And in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, you're probably very familiar with it, that the Lord tells us about charity and loving our fellow man. And as I was reading that and really pondering some of the things that were in there, the interesting words, there's all kinds of interesting words and phrases in that section of the scriptures, I felt this little voice say to me, "Will you live it?" And I thought I was a good person. I was helping with church things and doing some good things and thought I was doing pretty good, helping out with stuff. But not long after that, I was assaulted. And I was very upset, very angry. I didn't feel like I could trust anybody anymore. I really lost a great sense of safety in the community. I mean, I didn't feel safe anywhere. I was very upset. It was very difficult on our family, especially on our children. It was very difficult. Somewhere during the course of that time, this charity scripture came back to me. And that thought, which I believe was the Holy Ghost asking me, "Will you live it?" And I thought, I've got to do more. I've got to turn myself around here. And I started speaking out. I started talking to people about changing policies. How could other people be safer? How could we help this not happen to anyone else? And it started to change me. And I found a group of people in our town in Carbondale that were working on getting a grant called Safe to Live. And I thought, wow. And they were going to be writing to the Illinois Violence Prevention Agency. I thought, I need to get involved with this. And it was a great timing because my kids needed to be involved in service projects and needed to be engaged with different things. And I started getting involved with those folks. And out of all the different pieces that have come from that, I certainly learned a lot of skills being involved with them. But we have served together for over 15 years now of doing service together. And it's the health department and the library and the hospital and other different agencies that are very involved with families and interested not only in safety but helping families learn skills and strengthening families. I mean, that's the rock of our nations, isn't it? Is our families. That hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rocks the nation. Well, we've kept this family program going now. We just celebrated, just a few weeks ago, we celebrated 15 years of doing these programmings together. So I'm very involved in my church, but I'm also involved in the community and helping out with these other organizations, building community unity, which goes back to the website. It's all about building community unity and helping individuals contribute to the community, helping individuals change their lives, just like my life was changed dramatically. I could have stayed in depression. I could have stayed in anger. I could have, all kinds of different things. I could have turned to drugs. I mean, a lot of people do in the situation that I've been through. But I felt God calling me to serve in my community.
So is that what this Just Serve, is that what you're into? I mean,
Just Serve is a website that helps our volunteers connect with the community, and I think that's why they asked me if I would do this, because they knew I was so involved with the community and very engaged and concerned for what was happening with people in the community. And being as involved as I've been for many years, I have built relationships. So I have the opportunity to do a lot of networking. And I'm a volunteer doing this. I'm not in any way paid for doing this. This is my husband's dime and my time. But we're both very, very glad to be here. And out of volunteering, there, like I said earlier, there's so many benefits. Number one benefit that we could think about is to the community. Your community gains in unity, don't they?
we are a volunteer community.
With having your Girl Scouts, training your Girl Scouts at a young age, those little daisies, weren't they, darling?
Oh, they were. Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is about, is helping our young people know how important it is to get out, give of themselves in the community. Our teenagers are then able to build skills. They may not be able to get a job right away because they don't really have a resume. They can't tell people, I babysit, or I do my mom's dishes, or, that goes so far, and we're always glad to see that they help out at home. But certainly if they're able to volunteer and connect up with one of the folks on Just Serve, then they can build a resume. They can show that they show up on time. They listen to the adults that are supervising them, giving them counsel. They're able to learn certain skills. They can put those skills on the resume. It's fabulous for teenagers. And of course, we've got summer coming up, and we really want not-for-profits to look into what their needs are and identify those needs that might be able to be filled by teenagers. Stuffing envelopes, some of the mail distribution, weeding out in our facilities, raking leaves, mowing lawns. Maybe there's some hedges that need to be trimmed, and maybe there's some things like that that the teenagers would be able to do. Each of the agencies will know what they would like to bring young people in to do. They might be more comfortable with teaching them some skills about working their computer with some simple data entry or things like that. It really depends on the agency. But nationally, I want to share with you some numbers that I don't always remember, but nationally, this is the Corporation for National and Community Service. They keep the big numbers. They've got the statistics. They say that there's 63 million Americans that give service. 63 million Americans. Isn't that great?
That is.
When we translate that into time, they say that that equals about 8 million hours of time. 8 million hours. That's huge. Then when we translate that into money, 190, I wanted to look at the paper because I don't want to exaggerate, $193 billion into our economies to support our communities. I think that's fabulous. I think it's astounding. I think it says so much about the American spirit that we want to give back to our communities and build our communities. And again, that's what JustServe.org is about, is helping build community unity, helping those people that are looking for volunteer opportunities and they don't know who to, they're just retired, or maybe the spouse has just passed away, or there's other transitions in their life, that empty nesters. I mean, there's a lot of different things that can make you want to get out there and be serving. And so we want them to know this is a place that they can look. JustServe.org. If you don't have a computer, you can go to the library. We just heard about your wonderful library. Wow. Isn't that great? It is wonderful. And so you can go to our website from the library. But I want to get back to just a couple other blessings of having volunteers. Your community, wow, the financial benefit. This organization that gave us these statistics also says that the value per hour of a volunteer averages at $25 an hour, $24.83 or something like that. Essentially about $25, and $24 an hour is nothing to laugh at. That is very respectable. That's an average of volunteer worth, an average. So if you've got a lot of skills and you're retired, you're very valued by these not-for-profits. When we look at what happened with Hurricane Harvey, okay, we're all familiar with terrible devastation down there. JustServe.org is responsible for over 200,000 volunteer hours being given and donated to help those people. And those numbers were calculated a while ago. I don't have the most current numbers.
We had a tornado go through down here at Fairville.
Yes.
And I heard someone talking the other day. They went down there and it was just something, the amount of people that were down there volunteering and helping them clean up down there.
We actually had some of those needs listed on JustServe.org for a time. I know we had sandbagging. I know that we had some other needs. They had a distribution center that they needed volunteers there for also. And it was wonderful. I felt like even though I was over in Makanda, I was able to help out by posting these things because, there's a little bit of effort with connecting people up and things like that. But I'm glad to do that. But when you come in and volunteer after a disaster and you help those families, you are saving them so much time, energy, anguish. It's a huge help to the communities when we are able to come in and help after the disasters. Now, Hurricane Harvey, the estimation was the volunteer effort that we provided was about $5 million. So that's a substantial support, and we're really proud of that. We're very glad that we were able to do that for them. So that tells you that we have a lot of users in some areas of the country. We don't have many registered users here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about registering at the website. He'll have it up.
He went all the way through your website there.
Oh,
in a lot of places,
wonderful.
yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. But so I was talking about the benefits. I want to tell you a little bit about the health benefits. I was saying that, you know, when I was in my anguish, I could have turned to drugs. I could have turned to alcohol or something. Now I turn to chocolate. It is safer. It's just fabulous. But I'll tell you what, volunteering is even better than chocolate. It gives you, and you ladies know, I'm thinking I'm with the shakers and movers of town.
Well, the squirrels maybe.
I don't think so. I'm gonna guess that you ladies are out there volunteering.
I volunteer at the Nutrition Center.
Wonderful. That is great. Have you thought about these benefits that you are providing to your community that these different agencies would have had to pay for these things? And
I take my artwork out there and I hang it on the walls for them to look at.
wonderful.
And they enjoy it and I change it out.
Wow. Well, we'll have to talk art a little later, a little bit more.
And she's an artist too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Very great.
I'm just a quilter.
Well, that's an
Wait
art.
a minute, there is no
That is an
just
art.
to quilting. Quilting
Yes,
is
she can do it all.
amazing.
For
Wow,
sure.
my mother-in-law is a quilter, so I have a great appreciation for the amount of
I
effort.
do.
that-
I volunteer at the Bolduc House in town. I'm in the
Oh,
archives.
wonderful. Wow, look at you. That is fabulous.
But I will go on and take a look at your page there.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I do want to talk about a couple other benefits for you in terms of the health benefits. All of us are facing in this time in our lives Alzheimer's. Volunteering is supposed to really help with staving off Alzheimer's. It's also supposed to be wonderful at helping us get rid of some of our excess weight because we're active. We're not just sitting around eating popcorn and watching movies and things like that. Or chocolate. Yes, dark chocolate. If you're going to talk chocolate to me, it's going to be dark chocolate. But yes. So those are huge benefits, but also the spiritual benefits. We become different people. We start seeing through the Savior's eyes. We may not be able to heal the blind. We may not be able to heal the sick. We may not be able to cause the dead to rise. But we might be able to help someone else see something differently, including
bring joy into a lot of people's.
Oh, yes. And as we bring them joy, they're bringing us joy. And then we love our God even more, and He loves us more. And it becomes this wonderful cycle. We grow in that, don't we? We become different people than if we were sitting at home thinking about ourselves. Absolutely. Well, in my limited amount of experience, the people that I've talked to have, so all of us as volunteers, we have these great experiences. Instead of, we think back on our educations and institutions where we went to taught us to know something, didn't they? But volunteering helps us become something. It's very, very different. We become new people. We are renewed. I feel younger when I'm out volunteering. Do you feel younger when you're out volunteering? Does it energize you?
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay, okay, that's some of the things that I'm talking about. Helps with depression, it helps with loneliness, it helps with our minds. I talked about the Alzheimer's stuff. And certainly with our young people, it helps with building their resumes. But a big thing also, helps us not be chasing after the almighty dollar, helps us be more focused on serving and becoming an instrument in our Lord's hands. We have a scripture that says in Mosiah, when you're in the service of your God, when you're in the service of your fellow man, you're only in the service of your God. So as we serve others, isn't that beautiful? I love that. And the apostles and prophets throughout all of time have been inviting us to be charitable, to give to others, think of others, care about others. And JustServe.org helps you do that in a big way. So at the website, you need to go and you need to register. Takes a couple minutes, and he's going to bring up the registration. Oh, he's showing us the page, it's great. And you register up at the right-hand corner. And when you register, you give us your name. If you like, you can give us your email so that then you can get emails about the different projects that you're interested in, okay? And you can also choose the kinds of projects you're interested in doing. If you've got a group, your quilting group, or your whatever organizations you belong to, the groups that you're involved with, you can choose a group project. You can choose a single project for an individual. You can choose all ages, so you can bring your grandchild to come and help you out or help out with the service. And there are projects that are for all ages. You can choose, these are just the different kinds of projects. If you have limited access that you need a wheelchair, you can choose that kind. If you're an indoor person, like I need indoor in the summer, I have a real hard time in the heat. During the winter, put me out snow plowing. I love it. I love cold and love the snow. But you can make all those different choices for the kind. And then this is all at your preferences. When you register, you can choose what kind of skills you would like to offer. If you're an accountant, or if you're a sewer, or if you're good at marketing, or if you're good with childcare, or reading, or anything, you can put in the kind of skill that you are interested in giving. So then this becomes part of your preferences and filters out from the other projects, okay? The last preference that you're invited to choose, or you can just leave it wide open, okay? I leave it wide open because I want to see all the projects and pick out which ones work with my schedule and which ones, need a weird artist person. And I'm not implying in any way that you're a weird artist person. It's just I tend to be on the little creative side and a little open-minded. But the next preference that you're able to choose is to select if you want to help out with the arts, if you want to help out with the earth, if you want to help out with children, if you want to help out with women and children, if you want to help out with just women or veterans. All of these are in preferences, so you can choose what the system sends you in an email in terms of the different projects. So you're not wasting time having to go at the website all the time to see what's going on at the website. We welcome you to do that. Like I said before, this is all free. This is a free service that we are offering. Did I mention that we're going international? We are going to be going into the United Kingdom, Australia, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. And that's going to be happening in the next few months. That will be opening up opportunities there because we're really things are rolling out in the United States. But back to the website. So then once you've set up your preferences and set up what you'd like and you get an email, you go to our website. Oh, another preference I forgot to mention, which is very, very important. And thank you, Charlie, for bringing up the web page. At that first window, you notice that there was a rectangle in the center and there was a big long slot. That's where you put the zip code at, okay? Super, super, Charlie, that is perfect. And so you put the zip code in there, and then you can select the mile radius that you are willing to travel. Now, some of us get pretty passionate about our veterans, and we're willing to drive 75 miles to help our veterans. And we can select that preference that we're willing to travel 75 miles. Or you can set the preference to be 5 miles because you want to walk or ride your bike to where you're going to be serving and helping out at. So you set a limited radius. But it's in 5 mile increments from 5 to 75 miles. So you can see a broad range of what's going on in this area. We're up to Colombia. and things that are going on up in St. Louis, or you can see what things are going down in Cape Girardeau. I mean, it really gives you quite a breadth to choose from when you're selecting that. And at the website then we have logos from the different agencies, the different not-for-profits that get in touch with us, and then the different needs that they have. So you just select that project and it opens up and it tells you the date and time, the schedule, and their needs. And hopefully you want to go and help them out and you want to get involved and be involved with them. So do you have some questions about the website?
How long has Just Serve been in operation?
We launched it in 2011.
2011.
So, but that was, I believe it started in San Diego, California first. And then we've gradually gone into different areas of the country that it looked like there's a lot of volunteers. So voila, St. Genevieve. So another thing that I wanted to mention about the website, I know I've mentioned it's free. I know that I've mentioned that it's easy to plug in the zip code. But at the website on the first screen, if Charlie scrolls down just a teeny little bit, there's a green box down there that says Submit a Project. So if you're in charge of a not-for-profit, or you have a project that you're interested in getting volunteers for, we have a way for you to. That's it. That's it. Super job, Charlie. That is the box, and you select that, and then it opens up and it says there's a sponsor there. And the sponsor needs to be someone that's registered with Just Serve. And if you don't want to be registered with us, you can send me an email, and I know Charlie's been on that screen as well. You can send me an email, and I am glad to help you out and be your sponsor. And what we need to do then is write down, we need to type in the contact person, the contact person's name, possibly a web address if the not-for-profit has a web address. And in particular, a lot of times our not-for-profits that we have signed up would like us to direct the volunteers right back to their website, which we can do. It's a very easy process. We just need to know those little details. But the not-for-profits are needing volunteers, and we are so very glad to help them. And I can't emphasize enough that this is a free service that we give to everyone. Just kind of in closing, in terms of my remarks that I've got prepared, I wanted to talk about the success stories. We have up on the website, in the top right-hand corner, there is a line on the toolbar that says success stories. And we are so excited because every day people from all across the country that are using our website are able to post their success stories. And what we do with the not-for-profits is we build them a web page, this is all for free, that they can celebrate their volunteers. So they can put up pictures of the volunteers, they can tell the story, whatever has happened with the volunteers that they have enjoyed so much. And the feedback that we get from people is just amazing. They are just so thrilled that they have this opportunity when they've wanted to. They've been sitting at home watching boring movies and boring soap opera thinking, I want to do something with my life. I want to give to people. I just don't know where to go. So we're the place to do that. We are wanting to connect them, again, to help with building community unity. And one of the experiences I just had recently, which I hope I don't get a little choked up here, there is an organization that's called 3 R's, reading, reading reverses recidivism? No, that's not right. It's something reading blank recidivism, which reduces. Reading reduces recidivism, which means if our inmates that are there in the prisons that have done unthinkable things are able to get their hands on books, it changes their lives. They start thinking of their futures, they start having hope, at any rate, this is one of the not-for-profits that we have listed on the webpage. And we received a letter from a person that identified themselves as a grateful bookworm. And he said in the letter something to the effect that those books are helping him to escape his reality and to get into a better place. And that he loves leafing through a book that's teaching him skills, and it's helping him learn other things. Oh, I just was so touched, and I was thrilled that that organization forwarded that to me, and it is actually, we have it at the website with the success stories, because people need to know about this. This is so wonderful. So again, we're justserve.org. My email is justservecape@gmail.com. And I can't tell you enough how grateful I am for the opportunities I've had to serve and to volunteer. I'm very grateful for the support of my sweetheart, my boyfriend. All these 30-some years, he's supported me and been very gracious about my volunteering and wanting to be involved in helping the community. But this is a great opportunity to connect. It builds community unity. And I don't think I mentioned that not only if you don't have a computer, but you have a phone, we actually have apps for phones that you can download, justserve.org to your phone. You can download it from Google Play or from the App Store, and you can get it onto your Android or onto your app or your computer. So we've got a lot of different avenues to help you with connecting in the community.
That sounds very, very interesting.
Yes, it
Well,
does.
thank you.
I can't wait to get on there and see what's
Just
all
see
there.
what's in
Oh,
it.
wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about that.
That's wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
I am glad to help your not-for-profits in the area, or any, not-for-profits that you know of. Another fun thing that we did on one of our vacations was we plugged in the vacation zip code.
Oh,
Yes. So while we were down in Florida, we looked up the opportunities to serve. And what a neat thing.
great way to meet people.
It's a great way to meet people. We actually went and helped with a food distribution situation, and we learned a lot of skills and a lot of things that, the way they had it set up was so systematic, a lot more systematic than some of the food distribution places that we've served at previously. And we had such a great opportunity also to, like you're saying, interact with people, find out a little bit about the haunts, the good places to go to in the area. And certainly it helps our children realize how important, and they're grown adults, but how important volunteering is. And wouldn't that be fun if families made their destination Disney, and then while they're there we said, kids, we're not going to be selfish the whole time. We're going to go and help out. We're going to go and volunteer, and we know how to do that. We'll just plug in Orlando zip code or Kissimmee zip code, and all these opportunities in the area to go and help out. So there's many ways that this can be an avenue to teach and to help others to become all that they can be.
That's great.
Some questions for me?
You wonder who thought of that.
Yeah, who was the
Who was the-
instigator?
Yeah, the organizer
Well,
to start with.
I think I need to find that out, don't I? That is a fabulous question. That is a very, very good question. I think a lot of people have been concerned about volunteering for many, many years and wanting to be more charitable.
We're
But
quite a
that's a
volunteer
great
town.
question. That's wonderful.
We have a wonderful group at the hospital, a large group there. So
Get them connected. Tell them about justserve.org. We're glad to do this for them. I know that other hospitals are using our services. We're glad to do that for you, absolutely. All the not-for-profits, we're able to help out. I know that some of the regional hospitals are for-profits, but they may have not-for-profit endeavors that they're involved with, programs that they're supporting, things that they're doing. And we are able to set up the page, if you would, for the not-for-profits or for events, so that it's a one-day event, multiple day events, multiple day, multiple location events, or just ongoing needs. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that we can set this up at the website, and we're glad to do that for you. There is no cost. People always say, well, is there strings attached? Now, what is this about really? We as church members are trying to learn more charity and learn to give more and to do more and to follow our Savior Jesus Christ. And what a great way to do it, connect with others.
Right.
Any other questions for me?
No. Mary? Any
No,
questions?
I learned a lot. Too much in this head. A lot I'm going to
I made
forget.
notes.
Well, I hope that you go to then your live podcasts, I guess they are, or and you can look it back up and go over the information. My sweetheart tells me that I often say things too fast because I get excited. I am so excited about
I
this.
think you've done very well.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, well,
well
thank
explained.
you. But thank you so much for
Now, how did
allowing
you
me.
find?
They found me.
Oh, they found you.
Really?
Yes, yes. Folks called me from St. Louis and that are also involved with the JustServe.org and long story short, our church wanted to be involved with it locally. Our church is doing this nationally and internationally. But St. Louis people contacted me and said, we know that you're very involved in volunteering. We know what kind of volunteer heart you have. Can you put
Yeah,
this on your
wonderful.
plate too, kind of thing? And we're looking for other people to be promoting the website as well. Of course, that's all volunteers. You know, we're just all helping out and doing what we can. But I was very touched that they appreciate that I love volunteering, and I've certainly learned a lot from them. They are working with the American Cancer Society, trying to get rides for survivors, and you know, they have posts for plays up there that are for food shelters, for homeless shelters and food soup kitchens and things like that, that you know, the organizations will put on plays or productions, and it will all go to benefit these different agencies. I just love it. It's so exciting. So
It is.
every community has something different. And I'm looking forward to helping out with St. Genevieve.
Well, we'll pass the word.
Well, thank you so
Do
much.
you have posters that?
I
or
do.
Can we copy?
I have some posters with me that I can give to you.
Okay.
Absolutely, and I have some more flyers out in the car. I'd
Okay.
be glad to give
The
to you.
flyers might be that size there, might be good.
Yes.
To hang up like in the churches and on.
Sure.
Down at the Welcome Center.
Yes,
And
Okay.
Wonder if
That's
we could put some out
nice.
at
Like
the
that.
nutrition center.
yeah.
I
would
imagine,
think so.
darling, it'd be,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking that.
We,
That's
we
great.
have our nutrition center, it's kind of a senior citizen center and everything, and it's,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
With this now, this is, I don't know how to ask this.
That's okay.
Would something like this be suitable for your higher, what do I want to say, your higher functioning people that are in sheltered workshops?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Sure.
Something like
And
this, you know, because
They could
they're only allowed to, we only have them up to say 65. So we've got a shelter workshop here in town.
Sure.
We started out with 12. Would you believe 12?
Wow.
We've had as many as 70 in it.
Wow, that's impressive.
But we started out with 12, and but if I thought, you know, you get to the point where they have to leave at the age 65, when they get in that age group, they're out. Well, there's not much for them out there, and maybe something like this, they could
They'd be
somewhere
able to
along the
find some
line they could
things.
fit in someplace.
Sure, they'd be able to find some things that they could help out with. For instance, like when the Girl Scouts, they're collecting all these things. They need to sort those things.
Mm-hmm.
Sorting might be something that those adults could do.
But I was going to say, would there be
Mhm.
maybe something that would fit into this? Because after 65, there's still I mean,
Still
they're
active.
still,
Sure.
they're just
Oh,
like lost
absolutely.
ends.
Sure.
Because they don't have any place to go except to place what they call, some place where the people can take care of them, or, you know, 'cause some
Sure.
of them have lost their mothers and fathers, and some of them are themselves.
Sure.
So if you just plug into that, it'll tell you
Yeah.
all the,
You could
Yeah.
get
Different
into that.
things that
projects.
are
You can,
available.
Oh, okay.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can search the zip code for the area where you're willing to drive them, you know,
Okay.
to, and look at what kind of projects come up that fit their skills.
This was something I'd like to bring up at the next meeting, because I'm secretary on that, so.
Do any of them read?
Well, some of them can read, some of them
Uh-huh.
can't. Some of them are mentally retarded in,
Sure.
to a certain, they have mental problems, but some of them are pretty highly function.
Sure.
There's some of them that at 65 are still highly function.
Sure. Well, and you're going to be able to select out the kind of
Mhm.
projects that are there, posted by the not-for-profits, dishwashing, serving food, serving meals. They might be able to take the trays out to someone in a
Yeah.
nursing home. They
You
might
know-
be able to arrange flowers in a nursing home. I know that some organizations, auxiliaries, ladies auxiliaries, will have different afternoons when they go and they organize flowers to then put out at the nursing homes. You know, there could be, I mean, there's no telling what kind of projects St.
That's what I was
Genevieve will
wondering, if
have,
there
but
would be something that would fit in for those.
We will have to go on that
you just never know.
page. You
Hmm.
can either go to the library and get on one of those, or come over to the house, get on the computer.
and then put the zip code in, and it'll
Yeah,
tell
put
you
the
what's
zip code
available.
in,
Mm-hmm.
And then
And-
they'll give you a list, and then you
Sure.
check, you know.
Because you have some of these people, you know, they've been at the workshop for ages.
And you may want to register, do a registration. Remember how I was telling you before, it's like your sign-in. Register as, with a particular name or a title that would remind you that you have registered for that organization. So that then you can set those preferences accordingly in
Okay.
terms of the kind of things that you would be interested in doing.
Now, approach this to
Sure.
the board and see what they think.
Well, and it's always going to depend on what kind of projects are
Yeah,
posted for
that's
the
just it.
area
If there's
to
anything
plug
that
them
would fit
into.
in with them.
But it's not going to hurt to keep looking.
No, it's
and
not gonna
it's
hurt.
and it doesn't hurt to tell your not-for-profits we're looking for this kind of thing. Let us know, because certainly we can post it out there. You can set it so that then you get an email telling you that those kind of projects are available. So, well, thank you.
Yeah, so I think that would be very, very interesting to
Mm-hmm. Well,
a lot of the nonprofits. They would more or less list on there what they want, and then
Yes.
the people that are searching
Mhm. Exactly.
pick what they want from
What
what
they
they
can.
post.
Precisely.
So actually, the nonprofits in town need to be
Engaged.
engaged,
We're,
right?
we're hoping that that's
Yeah.
what a little bit of this visibility will do for us.
Okay.
I did meet a number of people through Mr. Pritchard and have
Right.
I've reached out to some of them. I'm going to continue to reach out to them. I know the Center for Life has posted with us. We've built them a page that's an ongoing need that they have for volunteers, as well as a project that they have coming up later on in the month. I want to say it's the 19th, but all those
I
details are
think that's true.
okay. Thank you. And maybe my memory is a little sharper than what I think of it as being, but we're, like I said, we are very glad to help with building that community.
Now, you did
unity.
a radio interview with Don too,
I
so
did.
it's, the
I
people that
did.
listen
Sure.
to that know about it.
But I did get told by a very wise friend of mine that I talk really fast when I'm on the radio.
Oh.
And I don't think about it because the radio announcer, you know, you're having this conversation and you just get excited and it just kind of happens. So I apologize to those of you that were listening, and I guess I was real enthusiastic at the very beginning of our conversation, and he didn't have the adjustments for my enthusiasm. I guess I was a little loud, but it was great. It was great to have an interview with him and get to share with him about justserve.org. And I think an important part of this is that transformation that we have in our lives. And boy, if we could get our kids, those little Girl Scouts, I'm so impressed that their families are bringing them out at a young age, getting them involved.
Right.
And now if we can help our teenagers like to do this service, help them build some skills.
In schools, they have to do so many service hours for the community, for the church, for,
Yeah.
I think there's like
That's
3
wonderful.
different things.
That is just wonderful. Well, and when they go out in service, it becomes so different than just performing for the teacher or the parent or
Right.
obeying those kinds of rules. Young people that are maybe have ADD or have different kinds of issues might feel way more comfortable serving in the community with different projects.
Right.
And then they can feel more confident. Maybe they don't do well in their, aren't doing so well with the schoolwork, but all of a sudden they get excited because they can help out with something and it helps their self-esteem. Feel better about themselves. They can go back, look at things in a different way.
Very true.
Seen it happen so many times. It's just great.
Well, that's great that you're so enthusiastic about it.
I'm glad to
Yeah.
help out. I've been
Yeah.
blessed with these opportunities. I'm blessed to be able to see through the Lord's eyes. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I'm not healing the blind, but I'm helping others see differently.
Right.
I'm seeing differently, so maybe my blindness is being healed. I've not raised the dead, but sometimes when you go in with a little enthusiasm, you turn a mud puddle into a geyser. So maybe not raising the dead, but helping to add a little life. We have so many skills that we have to offer, and as
And a
long
lot
as we
of-
smile.
A lot of people are backward about volunteering, so this
Oh.
may really help too, once the general public finds out that they can go there
Great
and
point.
see if, even if they want to volunteer like in Perryville or somewhere away from here, they just put that zip code in and they
That's right.
can go there.
That is such a great point. Yes, absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if Perryville still needs our help.
Oh,
I
yes.
have not
Oh,
spoken with,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I've not spoken with the people that I was connecting with at the time of the disaster. I kept up with them for a number of months, but I have not followed up with them. I need to do that. There may be some things that we could get posted to help them out, because it's a long journey when you're recovering from a disaster like that. And
Oh, yeah.
when you're in it
Yeah.
for the long haul, people don't realize how draining it can be.
Yeah, some places they said 2 and 3 years out,
Yes.
they still haven't made any progress
Yeah, yeah. So
or enough to
maybe we
brag
can,
about.
but true, but maybe we can help out with that in some way.
Yeah, I think that's really great for a resource for people
Mm-hmm.
to find things to volunteer.
Yes, that's our purpose. That's what we want to do. Our church is, like I said, is doing this nationwide, and now we're going international, and we're hoping to help those other countries get more connected. Puerto Rico has been through an awful lot.
Right.
And it's going to be phenomenal to be able to get the people get connected with helping each other. And some of the stories that we've heard in other countries, and even in our own country, I should focus on just some of the things that have happened in the U.S. We had people that were flooded out in Hurricane Harvey, and they knew that there was nothing that they could do with their own house because the insurance said, you've got to do this and that. They went and helped other people.
Right.
Just makes you want to weep. And they said they ended up feeling better about themselves. They felt better about the situation because these other people were way worse off.
Okay.
They didn't have insurance or, different
Yeah,
things that they saw in the other people's lives. They ended up going home and feeling a whole lot better about themselves and their situation, which I think all of us volunteers do. We go
Right.
home feeling a lot better, learned a lot. Well, thank you so much for having me. I
Well,
have
thank you
enjoyed
for-
being
thank you for
here.
coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Don for telling you to contact us.
Thank
That's
you.
great,
I
yes.
will thank him. Thank you, Charlie. You've done a great job with connecting us to the website, justserve.org. We appreciate it. And thank you to my husband for driving me here, my sweetheart.
I like the way he sits there and moves his little handshake.
My boyfriend of 33 years, so plus 33 plus years.
Oh, Charlie's got him.
Yay, Charlie!
Charlie's got you on
That's
their way.
great. That is super. So thank you so much, and I hope that they'll email me at Just Serve Cape. It's kind of like Just Serve Cake and Brownies. Someone said that to me at a Rotary meeting when I was telling them my email address. They said, "You mean Just Serve Cake? You're my kind of girl." And I said, "Oh, I've got to use that. That's great." But it's Cape, meaning Cape Girardeau.
Do you have to use the caps?
No,
no.
no, it's just.
I think most of them you don't have to anymore, yeah.
Uh-huh. And that's our logo. And we're pretty accessible. We're glad to help you out. So, and we're free. That's it's just amazing. But I'm sure that we would pull the plug on the project if we can't afford it. But we have a lot of people that are making donations and supporting the efforts. So that won't happen. I really believe that this will go on. And we're very grateful for those that are helping out.
Is that your number, 618?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you want to come back at another time and talk, just give me a call
Okay.
and
Well,
come on
thank
back.
you so much.
Yeah.
Please do.
Appreciate
Because it might
that.
be good to get it out there a few times too.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
actually, this goes, it's on YouTube, so anybody,
Thank
anywhere
you.
can watch it. I know some of the guys in overseas,
Oh,
in the
wonderful.
service, when they were from town, and over there, they would pull it up and
Aw.
watch it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
It is, yeah. It's great to be out so far.
Super. Well, and I forgot to mention that this is National Volunteer Month. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is the month to be promoting and trying to get people engaged. But all year round, there's opportunities, and all year round, there's growth in our own hearts that we can make a difference. So thank you, ladies.
Well, we'll try our
Thank
best
you.
to make sure that
Appreciate it.
all the nonprofits around find out about you.
Well, thank you, and we'll do what
And
we
that
can.
other people can just plug in their zip code and find out what they can do for
That's
the
it.
organization.
That's it, exactly, just that easy. It really is just that easy, so,
Yeah, that's really neat, so.
just serve. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for being on, and
Well, thank you.
you
We
have a
really
great
I'll
enjoyed
day.
it.
I'll look forward to coming back and visiting with you ladies.
Well, that'll be great.
Well, just anytime.
Well,
Just
thank
call one
you.
of us.
Well, thank you. What I will do is, after we get a number of projects posted, and I'll learn, maybe we'll figure out a little bit more about your Wi-Fi, and we might be able to actually bring the web page up live, so then we could show the projects that are posted there and how to use the web page.
Yeah, that
That'd
would be good.
I
Yeah.
think that'd work.
I'm sure Charlie can do that.
I think so,
Yeah, I
with
think
him being
Charlie,
such
yeah.
a whiz bang, you know.
Yeah.
He does pretty
That
well.
is
He
great.
does a wonderful job.
Super, super, super. Well, thank you so much. Very
Okay.
much appreciate it.
So we'll tell everybody good night.
All right. Oh, I guess I'm saying good night over here. Well, good night. And good
And y'all good
night.
night.
There you go, Maria.
And I'm over here. Thank you,
And
Charlie.
you're
Good
seconds
night.
behind in
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Sure. Thank you. Good night, Charlie.
Yeah.
That's just in case one of us says something.
Yeah.